What's up, brothers? How can I make your day in this uncut video? I want Lifebook. However, I'm afraid to ask my parents for the £500 required to buy Lifebook. The vision says it's his most valued product on the Mind Value website. And I did my third eye hug, which now has two meaningful parts to it, and I got quite addicted to hugging John and Missy Butcher. It just feels too damn good because they're on the hyper bright side of life. And I hugged them partially because I wanted to check that they were actually genuine, because we live in such a confused world now that it can be so easy just to direct someone's mind in a certain direction when you're actually the opposite person. If you get what I mean. You probably get what I mean. So I hugged them to check if they were genuine, and yep, at least compared to the state that my soul is in, yeah, they seem to have pretty damn good souls on them. So I want Lifebook. John says in one of his trailers for Lifebook that all he did at the beginning was he watched a bunch of personal development videos, and whilst I highly doubt that they gave even 1% of the context for what probed them to do that in their video, all he did to start was to write down what his wants were and a bunch of other basic personal development information. And granted that pretty much all the stuff in the personal development industry is the same, unless you went into and you've just knocked your head against the wall a lot studying John Grinder like I have, in order to just filter out the nonsense of what's subjective BS and what is actually, this is how your system works, here's how to make yourself feel these certain ways, and here's how to basically put yourself on at least a different path that may or may not be useful. It's just this is the purpose of the path. So, currently I'm taking a fortnight's break from the 15th. So, starting from yesterday, 15th of February 2024, till whenever a fortnight's passed. I think that's what 29th of February, so last day of the month. Directly after that, I thought, so what I originally planned to do on the 29th was just go through and womp the book Becoming a Supple Leopard for a couple of my own personal reasons. However, hugging them with my third eye felt so damn good that one, I'm considering switching the audio, so the secret part of my audio to of just part that's funny to another person. We'll just say that. If you have a bit of common sense, you'll probably be able to figure out this. Although you won't be able to figure out the original person I was using. And so however, when it was late Christmas time 2023, I thought I would use Bengston Research's method of image cycling, and I thought I would plug its use and plug its theory. I haven't been able to swirl 20 images around my system, I just don't have that skill. However, I have been able to cycle one or two of them. And with the pragmatics that Neuro linguistic programming is something John Grinder has given me, the really damn painful way, I'll just say that, I basically plugged in the pragmatics into BengstonResearch's, BengstonResearch.com's image cycling method of goal setting. into what my pragmatics have been, and while I'm not going to tell you the result of that because it gives you quite a few I'll class them as psychological hacks, soul hacks, basically just soul shortcuts. Although more so, what I figured out late Christmas last year was how to reveal the truth about your motivation about anything in life pretty much instantly. And I'm not exaggerating. However, there's another pragmatic to it, because we'll just say that if you've been through tons of pain and tons of confusion, then what's likely happened is, if I put it in a simple way, you're going to be avoiding what you genuinely want. It's as simple as that, although I can get a lot more convoluted and complex about it quite easily. So, what my current intention to do directly on the 1st of March next month is basically to recreate. It is basically to create a life book, except a soul book. A soul book that uses methods based on sensory information that your soul receives. In other words, information that automatically, systematically produces certain feelings within your system that always make you feel specific ways that you want, so that it can be really easy to progress on your soul path, your soul purpose, and be really hard to avoid being on your soul's purpose. Because here's another thing. I think that with the system that I'll be producing, if we think about the questions that you're going to ask yourself in the book about yourself, how do you make it so, apart from just writing hundreds of questions down and making your system filter all that information passively in the backgrounds and giving you a conclusion about it in a month or 2's time? How do we make it so that you don't go through infinite variations and rabbit holes of asking yourself and saying, I want this, I want this, I want this, based upon things that you don't really care about, and you don't know you don't care about because, today's time has got a finite amount of ways just to confuse you about your own motivations because of technologies that have been used on you that you're not even aware of. That's the reality of today's context, and this system is the system's gonna give you clarity against that. Yeah, I've been through a lot of thought hoops. I've thought through a lot of hoops. If we frame the questions that you ask yourself in the soul journey, for which I'm gonna shortcut that so much you won't even. If we frame each want, each question of each want, each statement of each want. So what do you want? Blah 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 blah. That's what's called the point of flexibility. Why does that matter? Because it determines the direction of your thinking through the book, and therefore the questions that you'll ask yourself and the direction that you go in on your soul journey. The reason why that's so important is because of how the subjectivity of your mind works. as a clear example, it's absolutely useless to go soul searching into what went wrong in your past, because your brain is designed to because your brain's not designed to be that positive, especially if you've been through a lot of pain. Your brain, if you decide to go in the past and look through all the problems and blah 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 blah, your brain is designed to come up with it's designed to convolute everything in your past further and make a lot of stuff up that wasn't even there in the first place. If we put that into the context of a soul book, a life book, a book about how you want to live your life, your brain can make up all sorts of stuff that's completely irrelevant to your life and what you really want. And if you have been born in this century, if you've been born in this generation, chances are you will have no flipping clue what you want, because a lot of stuff has just been hidden in plain sight. You cannot make lemonade out of lemons if you have no flipping clue what the matter is, if you have no flipping clue what to do with the lemons in the first place, if you have no flipping clue that lemons even make lemonade in the first place. Who invented lemonade? So, 29th, I'm at least going to be doing it for myself. I at least intend right now to be doing it for myself. And perhaps I'll be helping you out with yours, based on the highest neurological level of your being, which is your soul state in this model of viewing the world. Tell me I can make your days, and I'll see you mother Buddhas in the next video. Yay!